Hey buddies, I wanted to take a look at using the compressor in Audacity, which is very good for when you've recorded a voiceover, a podcast, etc. and you want to even out the volume of the voice. So here I've got a little clip of good old Vincent Price and I've compressed it, and we can see on the top we've got a compressed version, and I've used After Effects to make a kind of representation of the waveform, and at the bottom the uncompressed version. So as I play it,
look,
you can see the compressed version has got a much louder waveform. Okay, so we've got the overall volume improved. So let's jump over to Audacity. Okay, so here we have two identical tracks. It's the same track,
All Saints Eve.
And what I'm going to do to the bottom one is, let's just unmute that. Okay, and on this track, let's select it. And okay, so if I wanted to make this track louder, because there's some loud parts here, but there's also some quiet parts. Okay, so I want to even out the sound. So if I simply just go to Effect, Amplify, and let's say we amplify by maybe 5 decibels, about something like that. Okay, hit OK. Okay, you can see some of these notes are clipped. Essentially, they've gone beyond the edge of the track. So they're basically...
What is there?
You can see they're going into the red, so that will create distortion, all right? And the quieter bits have got a little bit louder, okay? And this is louder. Everything's gone louder by the same amount. So what we really want to do is make the quieter bits louder while making the loud bits not clip. Okay, so let's undo that. So rather than simply amplify the whole track, we'll use a compressor. So a compressor. So basically the compressor will make the quieter parts louder and the louder parts quieter. And that means you can take up the overall volume without clipping. So let's just set this at the default settings, factory presets default, okay? And first of all, what I'll simply do is I'll just take off the makeup gain, okay, so undo that, and just hit OK. So this is going to compress the track slightly, okay? So basically what it's done is some of these peaks have got a little quieter, okay? And so what we want to do is make the overall track louder. So rather than just make it quieter, we'll undo that and we'll go back and we'll use the makeup gain. Okay, so if I hit OK, now you can see that it's made everything a little bit louder, just as loud as it can be, just enough, just so it just hits
the casement. What is there that...
Just so it hits 0, because it's made the gain up to 0 without going over. Okay, so now these are louder, so this bit's louder.
There is nothing there.
So if I solo that here,
it has gone.
Compared to this, okay,
it has gone.
It's a little bit louder, but it's not as even as I'd like it to be. I'd like this to get louder, and so it's much more of an even spread across the track. So let's just unmute these. So what I'm going to do now is just undo that, undo the compressor, and this is where I'll go again and just change some of the settings from the default settings. Okay, so what we've got is we've got what's called the threshold. So once the noise goes past this, that's when it starts to reduce the noise. So let's take that down so that it'll reduce these by a little bit more. Okay. Okay, and we've also got the ratio. So that means 2 to 1. So when it goes past by 1 decibel, it'll reduce it by 2. Okay, so let's reduce it a little bit more. So we're basically, this is going to help us. Let's do, say, 3 to 1. Okay, so it's going to make the loud bits even quieter. And then what we'll do is I'm also going to set the noise floor a little. So what the noise floor does is it means that the quiet parts won't get quite so loud. It'll prevent making up the volume on the quieter bits. So we're not essentially making the background noise louder. So I'll try this. Okay. All right, so you see now, these have got much louder. These are just the same as they were before, but this section's a lot louder. So basically, the whole thing...
It is gone.
So
It is gone. There is nothing there. Blown by the
compared to previously,
it is gone.
much quieter. So this is much better for kind of podcasting, for radio, you know, when people are listening in the cars and things like that, you want a nice consistent volume so it doesn't kind of drop out and become difficult to hear. So compression can help you level out the kind of volumes in a voiceover and of course on music, and without having to do lots of adjustments to the levels with keyframes. Okay, so I hope that helps, a little quick breakdown of compression, and thanks for watching.